So we are an international industrial gas company present in 80 countries with 67,000 employees in these countries. We have a 22 billion euro turnover, from which we invest 3.7 billion on a yearly basis in industrial facilities. And you can see on the right of the slide the ambitious climate objective targets that we have taken in 2018, and we were the first in our sector to take such ambitious targets. So if you can go to slide 3. So we supply hydrogen for over now 50 years. It all started with the space program, and it's now 2 billion euro about business for us today, and we supply primarily industry in all segments. The largest volumes are going for refineries, but we also supply all sorts of small and medium industrial customers with hydrogen by mastering the whole supply chain production. The supply chain either by delivering by pipelines or by trucks, either on liquid hydrogen or compressed gas to the customers. And in many cases, we work with our customer for the interface between our delivery and their process. This represents basically over slightly more than 1.2 million tons of hydrogen per year, which is our market share for this molecule. Most of the production is coming today from 46 large hydrogen production plants based on natural gas reforming, but we also own and operate over 40 electrolyzers worldwide, which are often located at our customers. So electrolysis is not a new technology for us. The point is that as of today, in the current conditions, reforming of natural gas for large-scale hydrogen production for industrial use is the most competitive. And given the economic environment, it's the solution that is elected in many cases. What is changing is the internalization of the CO2 externalities in the economic system, which is likely to change, to shift rapidly the merit order for technologies. So if you go to the next slide, that's beyond our legacy business in hydrogen. That's a map showing our activities in the new hydrogen world, where again, we continue to develop the market and to supply customers, targeting mostly industry, so our historical customer for the use of the molecules, so to decarbonize the offer to the existing industrial users, refineries in particular, but also developing a new usage for hydrogen to decarbonize heavy industry. And the seminal example is what we do with ThyssenKrupp in Duisburg, working with them to supply hydrogen to their steel mills in order to reduce CO2 emissions. So that's the new industrial usage of hydrogen for which we are developing this application, and in parallel, the supply chain and the production technologies for low carbon and renewable hydrogen. We are also developing the mobility market, supplying this market with renewable hydrogen. We are partner in all the large-scale infrastructure deployment for refueling. This is not something that we do by ourselves, but we are working in partnership through consortiums with partners in Asia, in Europe, and in the North America. Coming to one of the topic of today's session, it's in the bottom of the slide. You can see an example of project we are developing for heavy-duty transportation, with in particular 2 projects that we have recently announced in Europe. One in Fos, in the south of France, where we have deployed the largest intensive station for heavy duty for the H2O project, which is a project funded by the FCIGU, where we work in a consortium where we have a fleet of 44 tons trucks deployed, and the iTruck project, which is a project that we are developing in partnership around Rotterdam, with the objective to deploy in this area over 1,000 trucks and 25 stations, and out of these 1,000 trucks, 500 would be in the port of Rotterdam. That's the end use. And in parallel, we are developing, as I mentioned, the supply chain. So some example is the electrolyzer that is almost close to completion and will be started in a few months now. It's the largest PEM electrolyzer in the world, 20 megawatts, so 20, that we are building in Quebec, in Canada, that will supply on a continuous basis local industry and decentralized industrial and mobility consumer. So that's something that that is coming very soon. In parallel, another example is what the $150 million investment we've done in West US to build a liquefier for green hydrogen to supply mobility in California. So if you go to next slide, this is what we think is that we need to go to scale, and I think that was mentioned by Emanuele in the first presentation, that you need to go to scale to decrease the cost of the hydrogen application. We did with the Hydrogen Council, we did a study that was published early this year in January 2020, which showed that scale-up is indeed the main lever to decrease the cost of application of hydrogen across all the sectors. It plays on the three main cost drivers, which are the hydrogen production costs, the hydrogen distribution cost, and the equipment scale-up, so the equipment that uses hydrogen, typically the fuel cell and the tank component in vehicles, in trucks or in buses or in ships. We see that when we go to scale, we can divide by half or more the cost of the application. Typically, the cost of the application is the TCO in euro per ton kilometer for freight. And this is particularly true for electrolysis, where when you go to scale, you reduce the capex cost, and you get renewable hydrogen at a competitive price with the so-called blue and gray, especially when you start internalizing the CO2 cost. Decreasing the hydrogen distribution cost is also very important for many hard-to-abate sectors, especially the heavy-duty mobility, be it ships or trucks, and in the longer-term planes, especially because its massification allows to shift to liquid hydrogen for the supply chain, which is for the delivery of volumes between 1 and 4 tons per day, the most competitive. And 1 to 4 tons per day, it's about the right size for a large station refilling site for trucks, for instance. So if you go to the next slide, and that will be my conclusion, I will try to stick to the timing. It's an overview of the roadmap we have for electrolysis. It shows our roadmap where, in fact, we own and operate, as I mentioned, 40 electrolyzers for industrial use, which are mostly small-size electrolyzers. We have started in 2017, so 3 years ago, a 1.2 megawatts PEM electrolyzer in Denmark, especially to test the electrolysis connected to a grid where wind power is making 50% of the production. So where you have to manage, in fact, the fluctuation of the grid. Then we decided in 2018 the investment in the largest PEM, the 20 megawatts that is due to completion in a few months. And in parallel, we are building up our capabilities to develop 100 and plus megawatt project, which is, in our view, the next step, typically in Europe. When you look at the ambition of Europe as a whole, or Germany, France, the Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain, it's clear that to go to the gigawatt ambition that is announced, it will start with large-scale projects. So that this is really the next step, and this will enable the massification that will drop the cost and enhance the competitiveness of green hydrogen. So thank you very much.